Jeff Dawson here in front of Carpool. Well, actually not Carpool, but a giant apartment building that used to be Carpool. A bar we opened in 1995 and one that ran for 25 years beautifully until we sold the property and they knocked it over and built this thing. We had opened Bedrock Billiards, Atomic Billiards, and Buffalo Billiards. We were 3 for 3. I mean, bang, just hit the ball square in the head. And we came out here to this building and we walked through and there were dead rats on the floor. The roof was pouring rain all inside the building. It was horrible. And as we sat there looking around, we started looking at the landscape. There was a residential building, an office building, a residential building, and we thought to ourselves, holy shit, this is the perfect place to open this bar. We struck a deal with the landlord to rent it, and in that deal, our real estate agent, Bob Fleming, who was the same guy who had found Buffalo Billiards for us, said, man, you guys should throw in an option to buy. What's the worst thing that happens? They say no? So we put the option to buy in, and within 3 years, we exercised that option and bought the property and secured Carpool's future for as long as we wanted it. Carpool was a celebration of the rusty decay of American automobiles. It had been a Rambler Select used car sales lot when we bought it. I mean, that's about as bottom of the barrel as anything can be. In fact, we found on the roof a Rambler Select sign that was 4x4, and we put that on the wall, created some lights for it. It was great. This whole idea that we were celebrating rusted cars and broken things opened up the creative path for us because we could put a sign that was half blown apart, you know, been sitting in the woods somewhere, somebody had used as target practice, and it fit the decor. I had a sign from Parker's Exxon on MacArthur Boulevard that had 3 prices for gas, 33 cents, 31 cents, and 29.9 for regular. I loved watching people walk through the door and look up and around and just smile. And, you know, when you see that, you know you got a winner. When we started building it, we had the same team of guys who had helped build Buffalo Billiards, Atomic, and Bedrock. We had a professional contractor on this one instead of just kind of winging it the way we had done in the past. Under the guidance of James McGowan, who was our architect. Thank goodness we had him because he was super organized and on point, and we were just kind of, wow, we're gonna open a bar. I will never forget when we opened, there was a line going across the driveway, and we're looking at each other like, holy shit, and within a month, we realized that we had a huge problem. We hadn't put enough bathrooms in. I mean, literally, we were finding cups full of warm beer all over the place. Warm beer? Whoa, that's not beer. Immediately, we went into adding bathrooms. There was a second floor sort of old auto parts storage place that we were able to wedge in a few more bathrooms and accommodate this massive crowd that had descended on us the day we opened and never stopped coming through the door. We partnered with Rockland's Barbecue. A friend of ours, John Snedden, had run this beautiful barbecue place in Glover Park in DC. So he took over the kitchen, we ran the bar, and together we satisfied the needs of the county. We had to sell food along with liquor, and there's a percentage ratio that has to be met, 40% food to 60% liquor. Now Arlington is funny because they don't count beer and wine in the liquor ratio. So I guess if you get pulled over in Arlington and you've just been drinking beer and wine, that's okay. Carpool ran for almost 25 years. It's one of the bars, along with Buffalo Billiards, that cemented my career in the bar business. Carpool was hands down the best bar we ever opened. It was financially successful. We owned the property. We could do anything we want with it. When we sold it, we looked back and said, we will never have a deal as good as this one. And I think that's true. It was really sad when we went in and started taking things out of there. Gas station signs, thousands of license plates, all of the things that we collected over the years. Seeing it reduced back to what was about as bad a building as it was when we came into it. And then eventually the bulldozers came in and knocked it over. I was really sad to see it go, but I was incredibly happy that we'd been able to take that ride and that Carpool had supported so many people and done such a great thing for our staff, for the neighborhood, and for us and our investors. It's so hard to remember exactly how it looked, but we had a little alley here and then Carpool's parking lot. And it was just a one-story building in this sea of high-rises. We knew so many of our regulars. To this day, I see people and they're like, Jeff, what's up, Carpool? Remember back in the 90s? I'm like, yeah, maybe. Shit, I don't remember anything. It's so crazy how many people we touched with this bar. Now, Carpool is still open. I'm no longer an owner. My partner, Mark Handwerger, he has Carpool 3 or 4 blocks down. It's a great bar, and it's carrying on the tradition, but as good as it is, it could never be as great as the original Carpool. I'm Jeff Dawson. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you at one of the bars.